I never thought it would end like this. I never thought I'd walk in on them, and see everything we'd built, torn apart in an instant. 1 second, I thought everything was perfect, and in the next, it all shattered like glass. How did we get here? How did I get here, holding this damn bag of groceries in my hands, standing in the doorway of the life I thought I knew? I knew something was off, but I never imagined this. This wasn't what I signed up for. This is where it all began. The night my world fell apart. My name's Sarah, and I'm 44 years old. I've been married to Mark for 15 years. We built a life together. We were the perfect couple. At least, that's what people saw. The house in the suburbs, the 2 kids who could do no wrong, and the kind of marriage that made you believe that love could last forever. That was us. Or at least, that's who we pretended to be. That's how it always seemed, right? On the outside. Perfect. I thought we had it all. The love, the kids, the house. What more could we need? But it's easy to miss things when everything seems so perfect. It's easy to overlook the cracks beneath the surface when you're too busy pretending everything's fine. It wasn't always like this. Mark and I used to laugh at silly things, take spontaneous trips, talk late into the night. But somewhere along the way, we stopped talking. We stopped connecting. I used to think it was just life getting in the way, but deep down, I knew better. I just didn't want to see it. Because if I did, well, it meant that everything I thought I knew was a lie. But I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to face the truth. So, I kept my head down, kept pretending everything was fine. I never thought I'd end up standing in that doorway, watching my whole life fall apart. But maybe I should have seen it coming. For a while now, things hadn't been right. It started small, just little things that didn't seem to matter at first. Mark's sudden late nights at work, his phone always face down, even at dinner. He never used to care if I saw his texts or calls. But that stopped. He got defensive, like I was invading his privacy every time I asked a question. And I didn't want to believe it, but something told me I wasn't imagining it. It started with the phone calls. Mark never used to take personal calls when I was around. But lately, it was like he couldn't get off the phone fast enough when I entered the room. I caught him once, whispering. His eyes widened when he saw me, and he quickly hung up. I didn't say anything. But the moment I turned away, my heart dropped. Something was going on. Something I didn't want to know, but something I knew I had to find out. I never thought I'd be the kind of person to snoop. I never imagined myself here, in this moment, holding his phone in my hands. But I had to know. My gut was screaming. I couldn't ignore it anymore. So, I opened it. I looked. And I found it. A message from someone named Jenna: "Can't wait to see you tonight. Miss you." I froze. My heart pounded in my chest. And just like that, everything I thought I knew came crashing down around me. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a misunderstanding. The evidence was right there. And for the first time in a long time, I felt something I hadn't felt in years: betrayed. He was seeing someone else. He had been seeing someone else. And I was too blind to see it. I knew I couldn't keep pretending. I couldn't pretend everything was fine. Not anymore. My world had shattered into pieces, and I had to face the truth. He had been lying to me for God knows how long. But now I had the proof. He didn't get to hide anymore. He didn't get to get away with it. I remember the moment he walked into that room. His back was turned to me, and it hit me. I was about to blow everything up. Everything we had. Our family. The house. Our life together. I didn't want to do it. But I had to. Because the truth was already out. He didn't say anything at first. Just stared at the screen, his face going white. He tried to make excuses, tried to say it was a mistake, that it didn't mean anything. But I didn't care about his excuses. I cared about the lies. I didn't want to hear his excuses anymore. The tears? The apologies? They were too late. He had made his choice a long time ago. He didn't just cheat on me. He cheated on everything we built. And no words could fix that. Not now. Not ever. I asked him if he was really going to look me in the eye and tell me that nothing was going on. I asked him if he thought I was stupid. Because for a while, I really did believe the lies. I believed him. But I wasn't stupid anymore. Don't touch me. I don't know who you are anymore. I don't know who you've become. And honestly, I don't know if I even care anymore. Because this is the end. The end of us. That was it. The moment I let go. The moment I stopped pretending. The moment I knew we were done. I thought I would feel relieved. I thought that when I finally confronted him, when I laid everything bare, I'd feel a sense of peace. But I didn't. It was like all the emotion, anger, heartbreak, betrayal, it all hit me at once, and I didn't know what to do with it. I felt numb. I walked away from him, but I wasn't really gone. Not yet. I was still there, caught in that limbo of heartbreak, trying to figure out who I was now. What was I now, without him? Without this life I built with him? I thought about everything we'd built together, the house, the family, the love. I thought about how I'd spent so many years pouring myself into a marriage that I thought was forever. But now it was just shattered glass. And I couldn't pick up the pieces. Not yet. But I knew I had to. I wasn't sure what the next step was. I didn't know if I was ready to go through with this. Divorce wasn't something I ever thought I'd be facing. But it wasn't about him anymore. It was about me. It was about getting back what I'd lost, my sense of self, my dignity, my life. Packing my things felt like I was packing up a part of my past, of us. But it was also like I was letting go. Letting go of a version of myself that had been tangled up in someone else's lies. Letting go of a dream that wasn't real. And for the first time, I felt like I was doing something for me. Mark apologized again, tried to tell me how much he loved me, how much he regretted what he did. But those words were just words. They didn't mean anything anymore. He could say whatever he wanted, but the truth was already out. And the truth was that he didn't just betray me, he betrayed us. Our family. Our love. And that was something I couldn't forgive. Not now. That was it. I was done. And for the first time in a long time, I felt like I was doing the right thing. I didn't know what was next. But I knew one thing, I was going to be okay. And that was enough. I thought I'd feel lost. I thought that walking away from Mark, from the life I knew, would feel like I was leaving a part of myself behind. But I didn't. Not anymore. There was a time when I couldn't imagine leaving him. But now, I couldn't imagine staying. The truth was, I had spent so many years living in his shadow. I had forgotten who I was. And now, I was finally starting to remember. I'm not going to lie to you, leaving wasn't easy. I had to fight for my peace. I had to fight for my kids' happiness. But I did it. I walked away from the man who betrayed me. And I didn't look back. And even though I'm scared sometimes, even though I still think about him, I know I did the right thing. The house is gone. The marriage is gone. But what I have now, it's mine. And that's all I ever needed. It wasn't about revenge. It was about reclaiming myself. I know who I am now, and I won't ever let anyone take that from me again. He thinks he's sorry. He'll say whatever he has to. But he'll never get me back. I'm not who I was when I married him. I'm not that woman anymore. And that's the truth he'll have to live with. I never wanted this. I never thought I'd be here. But I am. And for the first time in a long time, I'm free. And that feels like victory. Sometimes, the hardest part is walking away. But once you do, you realize it was the best decision you could ever make. I've walked through the fire. I've felt the heat of betrayal and the weight of loss. But I've also felt what it's like to stand tall after it all, to find my way back to myself. And let me tell you, you can, too. Betrayal doesn't define you. What you do next does. It's not easy. It doesn't happen overnight. But the first step is always to believe that you deserve more than what you've been given. You deserve to be loved, respected, and valued, not just by others, but by yourself. Life's not always kind, but it's how you rise from the ashes that defines you. If you've been through something like I have, share your story. Let me know how you found the strength to move on. What did you do when you realized it was time to walk away? Hit the like button if you've ever been betrayed and come out stronger on the other side. Subscribe for more stories of resilience, strength, and self-love. And if you're going through it right now, don't be afraid to ask for help. Share your thoughts, your stories, and let's keep the conversation going. You're not alone. Your story isn't over yet. Subscribe for more.